I mean, it's the first episode ever, so it doesn't really matter. Like, we don't have anything really to go off of. Like, welcome, people. This is the first episode of Sticky Rice and Eggs ever. It's my co-host and little brother, Nico Lee.
Nice to meet you guys.
We're doing this to bring more content to the people. I also feel like I do a pretty poor job on social media of connecting with people, but yeah. You know, it is what it is. I've always used YouTube since... Man, I've been using YouTube since I was like 12, so that puts me at like 14 years of using YouTube. I remember the first viral videos, like Smosh, when they were singing the Pokemon
just about to say
song.
that, dude. First video I ever really
Those are, I mean,
YouTube.
that's the only one, that's the first one I can think of that really went viral, other than a bunch of the World of Warcraft videos, or when Asmongold started popping off in the very beginning, because I was playing World of Warcraft super heavy back then with my grandma and my uncle and stuff. So we're making these YouTube videos in a podcast form. I'm hoping to also do some cooking videos because your boy loves food. It is what
That
it
would
is.
be sick.
Cooking videos would be cool. We could, I mean, if we could get Grandma Chan on here talking about
Grandma Chan with some authentic Asian cooking, bro.
Exactly, dude. You know what I mean? Some stuff like that. Some how-tos. So a lot of people actually ask me the difference between sticky rice and sushi rice and
I get
regular
that
rice.
all the time.
Yeah,
all the time. There is a difference. There's a difference.
If we can make a video where we show people how we make sticky rice versus, I don't know, cooking regular rice in a rice pot, stuff like that, it could solve a lot of problems for us. But then also connecting with people and having just another platform to bring content, to entertain, and to show you guys a little bit more of the way that we live our lives, how I live my life, why I like doing what I'm doing, hopefully to engage with people on the YouTube platform as well. For those that don't know, here on YouTube, I'm a professional MMA fighter, fighter 170. I'm unfortunately just lost my second fight. 4-2 now, but it does happen. And
it was a great fight. To be fair, it was a really good fight.
It was a wild fight. I'm also one of those guys that has to learn on the job. I'm not one of these guys that's coming from AKA or TriStar with a whole bunch of other guys that
we live in a small community. You know, there's a, like, I think you've done pretty good for the amount of like options that you have around here. Thanks, and like people that can help you out. I think you've done pretty good with using your materials around you.
I definitely try. Shoot. So for the first one, and just for the beginning of the podcast series, vlog series, whatever we end up labeling it or whatever we end up calling it, we both came up with some questions to ask each other, sit and have a fun conversation and just get this thing going.
Get a little more, so you guys see how Tyson is outside of the gym, you know? Get a little more personality behind it. I think it'll be sick.
Thanks, bro.
Well, what's it called? Who wants to ask the first question? Is the first question.
You know what? I'm gonna ask you the first question because I think that this first question that I wrote is a good first question.
Okay.
I'm
ready. I'm ready for it.
Well, first and foremost, I think that this is a good first question because this is the question. Let's tell people who Nico is. Can you tell them a little bit about yourself and just like who you are as a person, right? Because like we were talking about earlier, like I'm a Googleable guy now, but I want people to also know and understand who my fucking co-host is, one of my best friends is.
Fair enough. That's such a hard question because I feel that's just like
puts you on
so opinionated.
Yeah.
Who am I as a person? I don't know. I feel like I'm a very open book. You know, if anybody asks my opinion, I'm gonna tell you how it is. Not because I feel like you need people like that in your life. You know, not just beat around the bush.
He would definitely tell you how it is.
You know, got some crazy humor.
It's good. It's nothing wild. It's good.
Man, what else, dude? I'd like to say I try my best to be a very humble person. You know, there's a lot of hate out there in the world, and I feel like just combating hate with hate just isn't really the way. And
I like that.
I get a lot of inspiration. It's so corny. I get a lot of inspiration from Tyson just because of like the way he approaches certain situations. Like I feel like I try my best to, whenever I have a goal in mind or I have something that I really want to accomplish, I try to give it my 100% all. That way, even if you don't accomplish that goal, you can walk away from it knowing that you tried your best and still walk away very happy. So I feel like that, I don't know, am I missing anything? Should I say anything?
Yeah, dude, I think you're missing 3 things that I always hear about you, which I don't know if you hear about yourself, actually.
Uh-oh.
So, he works at Costco in our small Humboldt County.
I do work at Costco.
Town. Costco is like, it's the gathering place.
It is definitely, it's your two you know your town's small when you have 2 major stores, Winco and Costco.
So that being said, everyone that I talk to that meets Nico there or sees him there always tells me three things. One, he's a hard worker. He's fun to work with, for number two. And three, he's always a team player. He's always trying to help people out or uplift people. He's never putting people down.
Shout out to those people, bro.
Yeah.
Shout out to those people, bro.
It's pretty consistent, dude. Like for those three things, for me to remember immediately off just top when you're talking about like who you are. Like when I discuss with people, well, first of all, this is how people always open up this conversation. I saw your brother today. I'm like,
which
one? Yeah, because like I'm like going through my head. I'm like, wait a second. I actually don't know which one, but I'm panicking for like no reason. Right? So it's like, okay, so which one was it, right? And then they'll tell me which one it is. And if it's you, that's 100%. Like, I was like, Costco. He's cool. I love this guy. He's a hard worker. You can tell people like to work with him. Blah blah blah. And I was like, yeah, that's Nico. You know what I mean? So like,
this is my philosophy of work.
Yeah,
right?
those are good.
You know, it's not fun. It's work. You know, it sucks. But if you can try your best to be happy and have a good time while also being professional, I think that's the best way to, you know, handle your like work life. You know, it's just the best way to not walk away from it and be like, gosh, I really hate this job. You know, like there aren't very many days where I do that. You know, I love working for the company I work with, and I work with a lot of amazing people that are always really nice and always help and give amazing life advice. Like I've gotten so much advice from people that I work with, like just about just goals and like trying to stay on top of like what I'm trying to accomplish. And you know, it's crazy from a small amount of time working in a place like that where you've never met anybody and being very young, how much people strive to try to see you shine. Like I think that's really awesome to have those people surrounding you, because you need those people in life, you know.
How old were you when you started at Costco?
18.
Damn. Okay.
18. So this is my thing. I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do with life. College isn't for everyone. My attention span's a squirrel. You know, something shiny goes past, I'm looking. But so I was just like, well, what could we do? And it's a great career option until you figure out what you want to do. And I think Costco is just definitely the move.
Dang, 18. Selena showed me this meme the other day, and it was I can't remember exactly what the picture was, but it was like one side is like an 18-year-old kid, on the other side is like a 48-year-old like grown up, right? And it was like, work be having you be best friends with a 48-year-old.
Oh God!
So like, that's funny. That's awesome. I like that.
That's so funny.
But no, that's the truth, man. I haven't had a lot of jobs, obviously. But when I like the jobs I have had, I've definitely learned or gone out of my way to really try to listen to people and learn from people that are either older than me or sometimes younger. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's one guy that I work with that's a little younger than me. He teaches me about video game stuff or computer parts.
That's awesome.
I'm just like, yeah, I am old now. It's crazy, you know what I mean? Yeah, but yeah.
All right, well, that was a great first question. That kind of made my brain turn a little bit.
Good.
Let's see here. What am I going to ask you for your first question? I got some heaters in here.
Okay.
So we'll see how this goes. I think since a lot of people really know you, I'm not really going to ask you like who you are as a person.
Okay.
I would guess my first question would be what was the hardest part of trying to pursue your MMA career? Like, what do you think was like the biggest hill to get over where you're at right now?
Oh man. It's like three things that are all about the same level.
Fair enough.
And they all kind of happen at the same time.
Okay, let's hear it.
Someone's gonna be really mad at this answer. It is what it is. Okay, so
we're here to be honest, you know.
Yeah,
we're here to be open books.
Yeah. So, man. Okay, so many people don't know this, but I did graduate high school with with scholarships, but it wasn't just sports. I actually graduated with an academic scholarship too.
Did not know that.
Yeah, which is something that, you know, like, I don't know, it's not something I've really talked about all that much, but I did graduate with an academic scholarship also, meaning that it was totally possible for me to finish college, right? Like, I feel like if you're somebody that gets an academic scholarship in high school, especially for the amount that I decided to just not try.
Let's not get into that.
Yeah, dude, in high school it was a weird time, right? Like when you're, especially the way we grew up, you know what I mean? When your home life is hectic and you really just don't care about the high school scene at all, it's really hard to just do your homework. But I did graduate with an academic scholarship, and so when I came home, I started going to CR to finish school and then quit school. Like three things happened all like one time immediately. At that time, I'd already been training a little bit, right? Since, I wrestled in high school, I wrestled in college. So I'd already been like a somewhat a higher level for combat sports and just grappling, right? So then I just started jiu-jitsu. I just won a tournament or two, or taken second, won one, something like that. And I was really feeling hopeful for the future because I didn't start in beginner. I started in intermediate because of how much I grappled in high school and college. So I'm like really feeling hopeful that I could turn it into a career. And I'm seeing guys already on the like ADCC scene that I'm like, man, I don't think that guy's that good. I think I could beat that guy in a roll, right? The hubris. But like, so I'm seeing that, and finally one day I'm at McCray Nissan. I'm detailing, and one of my buddies
I remember
there.
that.
Yeah, dude. So I'm detailing cars, hating it, awful, hate it, worst, just gross. People's cars are gross. I don't want to get into everything that we saw in there, but dude, when people trade in a car, they know they don't care anymore, right? Like you're taking your car in, like I'm getting a brand new car today. I don't care about this car. They have details. They're gonna fix it. Nasty stuff. It's gross, dude. Like you're peeking into somebody's life, and some people live in their car for a while. Like when you think about how much people drive, right? Hated it, right? So big influence there to either finish college or pursue this like dream in MMA, right? So shout out to our buddy Zach. I'm detailing this car, and he just sees it all over my face. Like, it's gross, huh? You hate this? I'm like, yeah, dude, I hate this. And he's like, why don't you just give MMA a try? Because at the time, I'm like listening to music, and on my break, I'm like watching MMA highlight videos, or I'm talking to the guys about the fights on the weekends and who I think's gonna win. Mm-hmm. And I think we'd all just recently paid for Conor McGregor versus Floyd in a boxing match, right? So it's like about that time, yeah. And like I'm already training jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
And he's like, dude, why don't you just go do it? And I was like, you're right. I'm quitting my job. I'm out of here. I'm doing this 100%, right? So then I quit my job, and I stopped going to school, and I'm starting to take fighting more serious. And then two things happened. One, just the self-doubt when you quit stuff, right? Like when you quit something and you have all this free time and it hits you, you're like, did I make the right choice? And that's a tough space to be in, right? So what I chose to do to deal with that is I just go to the gym. I was like, all right, did I make the right choice? I don't know, but I'm gonna go work out so I feel better about it. Right?
There you go. It's a great way to like, get a good mental reset.
Yeah, I had to, right? And then my mom stopped talking to me for 2 weeks. For 2 whole weeks after I told her, 1, I'm gonna go pro, 2, I'm fighting for Bellator, and 3, I'm dropping out of school and I quit my job.
That's not something your mom wants to hear. You
know?
No. Yeah, I totally understand why.
Right, so for 2 whole weeks, she stopped talking to me, and I just, like, not even a look, right? And we're living in the same house at this time, right? Like, she had just had some complications in her life. Oh, dude, it was tough. Like, she just had this complication in her life, which we'll get into at some point on the podcast, too, like, for what home life was like, and hopefully we can inspire some other people and talk about that later, but...
Down for that?
Bro, like... She had just moved in with me. Big difference, right? Like she moved in with me from her situation, okay? And so we're all just figuring out how to coexist and live together again. But also that, like, I'm eating my 4 eggs and 2 pieces of toast, and she comes in the kitchen, doesn't even look at me, just like walks past, shark eyes, and it's like,
yeah, is it hot in here?
Oh,
just open the window.
Suddenly cutting weight's easy. I don't want to eat breakfast anymore. I'm going to the gym. Yeah. So the self-doubt that comes with it, and then also just, people that care about you, when you tell them you want to get into fights professionally, either support you or think you're really dumb for it. You know what I mean? Now we're at a point where people are like, oh no, that's what he does.
Yeah.
But back then, yeah, that was tough, and I did doubt it. But I mean, the debut was insanity. It couldn't have been crazier. We couldn't have had a more wild outcome. I mean, in one moment, homie kicks me, breaks his leg in half, and then 2 things happen for me. 1, I win my first professional bout. 2, I'm like literally thinking like, okay, God like made me for this. Like oh my God, like I was actually blessed to do this. This guy just broke his leg on my leg because I'm strong enough to be in here, type thing, right? And so it was it was affirmed very quickly, which is cool because I feel like some guys quit all those things and then go through like a couple of rough fights and don't really know and then find themselves later. But I got really lucky there where it was like in that one moment I was like, oh yeah, all right, this is what we're doing for us for life. Cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I was like, all right, sick.
That was a cool. Going back to that fight that you were saying where the dude broke your leg. That was a really cool like third person view as a little bro, and watching your older brother in a ring, getting paid to just freaking go crazy and fight and just throw straight heaters at each other.
Dude,
it was. I don't think I've. Like, that's such a core memory of just how much hype I've had. Like, I remember, like, almost getting noise complaints from the neighbors down the street, just being like, oh!
Oh, this is when you guys were in the F Street house?
Yep.
Oh.
F Street House in Fortuna, dude. There were a lot of very mad people. They knew we were watching you fight.
That was
when
wild,
they heard
bro.
us screaming. It was crazy.
That was tight. Well, actually, that brings me to my second question then, though. What is it like watching a family member go do their best to be a gladiator?
It's freaking really inspiring. It's really, like, it's really hard to explain it, but you just feel so proud. And even if you don't win, you just feel very proud that you can watch your brother go in there, give it his 100%, walk away from it, still have his head held high, still smiles, like, and just doesn't come at me being like, oh, I should, or like, I guess, like, one thing I'm really thankful that you don't do is, like, you don't come up and just, like, talk about all the bad. You talk about how you can improve, which I think is a lot different than coming back and being like, man, this sucked, bro. Like, oh my gosh, dude. Like, this is just awful. Like, you don't do that. You come and you're like, how can we make this better and how can we, like, improve? Which I think is very inspirational. Like, it's just really cool. It's freaking awesome, man. It's like watching your idol. Just, I don't know. It sounds so corny, but it is. Like, one thing you guys gotta understand, right? For a very good portion of time, me and Tyson and the other two brothers weren't together. Like, we were very far apart. Like, we're talking like 9 hours. You got the top of Cali and you got the bottom of Cali. Like, it was a really wild time. Yeah. And being able to, like, see them excel was just always amazing. Always amazing. So watching you go out there and just giving it your all is just awesome. It inspires me to just push really hard. I think it's really freaking badass. You know?
Yeah. And just to get into that real quick, just so people can have a little bit of background, like, a couple things with the whole YouTube thing that we're talking about now and doing currently is, for one, we both think content is cool. We both use YouTube a lot, and we're both hoping to get into the space and be part of it a little bit. Yeah. But two, we did also have to grow up without each other, unfortunately. There's a big part of the core memories in childhood where we just weren't near each other. It wasn't for any fault of our own. It was just, he has a different mom, we have the same dad, and we have different moms, and he was living with his mom and our dad in Fresno, and Fresno is very far away from Eureka, and
awful
Alex
drive.
and I, also awful drive, and Alex, our other brother, and I were living in Eureka, and it wasn't until I was just at the end of high school, so I'm about 16 to 18 range, when they moved back to Eureka, so that I could develop an actual relationship with my brothers, and him and Makai, and then also Abby and Josh came into our lives at this time too.
Oh, yeah.
Which is our brother and sister.
That is true.
Yeah, and then also shout out to Nick, who's one of the coolest, most chill dudes ever, who's also now part of our lives, and also Natasha. But she was a baby then, so it wasn't really like a factor. Baby. Yeah. But they moved back home, and then we all started connecting through Pokemon Go. This was back when everybody was walking around. Yeah, dude, this is
such an awesome point in time.
It was amazing. It was like the perfect time for us all to meet, because all of a sudden we got, so like if I'm 17, Nico and Alex and Makai are all like 14, and like 13, right? So but that age gap is just enough to where I can call their school and get them out of school when I come home from college.
Top tier, bro.
Like,
top tier.
Whatever, right? Which, don't blame me if this is an idea that you have and you use like later on in life, because I know there's gonna be some kids that watch this too, right? From like around here. So, like, at the time, to reconnect, because I just want to hang out with them, like, we would all just drink yerba mate and stay up for days on end.
The addiction that this man has gotten me to yerba mate.
For days on end. And then we would also, was it your window onto the roof? You know, we would just jump down.
It was the window on the roof.
Okay, so they had the second story. It was like an attic that got converted into like a big room, right?
Yeah.
So we all would just walk out the window, down the top of the house, and we would walk to Old Town Eureka, which is worse now than it was then, but it's still not a good idea for a bunch of teenagers to be down in Old Town Eureka.
Yeah, don't go down there at 2 in the morning. Not the move, right?
At the time, it didn't feel nearly as dangerous though, because the pack of 5-ish of us that were walking around playing Pokemon Go would see other packs of like 5 to 10.
There were really
adults.
a lot of really nice people in the community that were out there like trying to help people.
Yeah, and there was a lot of people at the time, because at that time everybody was playing Pokemon. It felt like the whole world was. I mean, we had all those. There was a bunch of like commercials on TV that were like, "Hey, don't play Pokemon Go and drive at the same time." We're dying,
go walk
right?
off a cliff.
So like we all started reconnecting then, and then fortunately and unfortunately, I took my scholarships, went to college, and then came back. And then him and Alex actually came to visit me, which was one of the most fun trips ever. We'll talk about it at some point. It was sweet. And then I got home, and we've been trying to figure out school schedules, work schedules, and there's also like that moment when they were still in high school and trying to finish their like social lives, and just like having fun and like not working, and I'm working and like doing everything. And now we're finally at this point where we're trying to make more projects and come together and do more things together. That way we get to have a fun relationship and like find ways to come together and spend
And just
time.
cool memories,
Yeah,
For when
exactly.
we get older, we just look back on it, and even
Yeah.
even if it doesn't go anywhere, like you just look back on it and be like, man, that's awesome that we tried that.
Exactly. And like we both want to have kids. We're both more traditional seeming guys. We both want to have kids, and it'll be fun to show them these things one day and be like, check out what your uncle and I did. You know what I mean? So yeah. But yeah.
All right, let's dive into this next one.
All right,
So this one's gonna be another kind of like a more serious one. Then we'll go into like the kind of funnier ones. If you had one thing you could change in the community that would stay changed forever, like nothing could come in and like overset it, what would it be?
Like the community of Humboldt County, or
But like what I mean like that is like, say you were like, man, I want to get all the trash out of Humboldt. You'll never see a piece of trash on the floor ever again. Then that's what it is. It'll never go back to that. You'll never just see random cups on the floor, or like local businesses, like like whatever you feel like the community that you think you would change, and then hopefully it would stay like that.
Okay.
I already got my answer, but I can't answer these.
Wow, that's a great question. I think that the number one thing that I would,
That's
actually.
a brain turner, isn't it? That's
It
a brain
is.
turner.
I think the first thing that I would change is we gotta fix we would have to find a way, because I don't know exactly how we would fix this, but it's definitely a problem that we have here, and I would love to change it if I could, but I don't know how to say exactly how to change it. But we would have to find a way.
We're going like hypothetical, like if you could and it's just changed.
Okay, I would change the mentality that many people have growing up here in Humboldt, that because you're from Humboldt, you just have to live here your whole life and that's it. Like you
Wow,
can't,
that's a great one. I
Yeah.
did not think you that. Wow, that's great.
like there's plenty of people that I grew up with, right, that were phenomenal at whatever, that just gave up because they were from here. They were just like, they felt like the ceiling that they reached was like, I'm at the top of Humboldt, that's it. I'm going to now live here, die here, and not do anything. I might go to Mexico or on a cruise once a year, like half the other people that are just like, I'm just gonna live here forever. Now, it's like a self-belief thing. It's something. And I'm sure it's more true just for small towns, because I did live in a small town in Iowa, and it kind of felt that way. But just if we could change that, right? Like if we could just change the idea that like you're gonna peak in high school, you're gonna be like athlete, you're gonna talk about the athletic feats that you had in high school for the rest of forever with the guys that you've been working with in construction from high school until you die. But if there's one thing we could change, I think it would be that, because if you ever have the opportunity to be around a group of people that all just like believe in something else, like believe in themselves, believe in the people around them, like those kinds of people are just so freaking fun to be around. Those people just like, it's like Nick, like shout out to our older brother Nick. Like if you're around that dude, he's gonna make you feel like you just love yourself. You know what I mean? He's gonna vibe check you. He's gonna ask you if you're actually doing healthy. Yeah, he's gonna ask you if you're like living healthy. He's gonna ask you how you're sleeping. He's gonna ask you what your diet's like, which I try to do to people too. I feel like I'm a little more aggressive than he is, but whatever. In that my approach, I'm like, what are you doing? Whereas like he'll like casually have a conversation with you, and I'll just kind of beat the door in. Like, what are you really doing to life? You know what I mean?
Don't lie to me.
Yeah, exactly.
I know you had a cinnamon roll this morning.
Exactly. Like I'm definitely guilty of doing that, but if there was something I could change, I would change that for sure.
That's a great one. I was not expecting that at all,
dude.
Like that was really good.
It was tough to see and to deal with. You know what I mean?
But I totally understand that there are a lot of people that I have met that I know would excel immensely if they just didn't have that mindset, like you said. Like I'm in Humboldt. This is where I'm going to be for the rest of my life.
Yeah, it's like my parents are here, my great grandparents were here, my grandparents are here. Like there's no reason for me to leave. It's like, well, you can come back and visit, but there's so much out there, and we're in an age now. Like I mean, look at us making a YouTube video now. We're at a point now where if you have a phone and the ability to use the internet, you can get pretty good at stuff.
Yeah, you can.
You know what I mean? Like
the accessibility that people have nowadays is insane compared to like back in the day.
Plus, you don't even have to carry your money with you, right? Like I have no cash in my
I
pocket
never
right now.
carry cash.
Yeah, it's all just on my phone, and by on my phone I mean like in an app, but like it's not even real. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like floating right here above me, like a score in a video game. You know?
That's crazy.
It's
that's
wild.
a crazy way to think of it.
Yeah, dude. So my next question for you is, what are your biggest hopes for the channel?
Biggest hopes for the channel. I think the biggest hopes for the channel is probably to inspire people to do better.
Ooh.
And to just know that, like,
Okay.
to just know that, like, you know, people care. You know, I feel like a lot of people, like, suffer through, like, mental stuff or, like, home stuff or whatever's going on in life. And
Yeah.
I just, hopefully people can, like, relate to us and our own stories and, like, what's going on in our life to know that, like, man, I'm not the only one going through this. And there is a lighter side at the end of the tunnel. You know, that sounds corny, but
That's cool.
that's what I really inspired to hopefully help a lot of people with, is just to give inspiration and just keep pushing for what you guys want to do. I think, you know, not a lot of people have that in their life, and if you can have that and just be able to, like, walk away and be like, man, I'm gonna go work out. I'm gonna go freaking do the best I can today. Like,
Yeah.
that's what I'm striving for, honestly.
Dude, yeah, that's awesome. I love that answer, actually.
Thank you.
I had no idea what to expect from that, but I'm glad that's what I got.
All right, we're gonna kind of revert this back or to a different one, kind of
Alright,
like a more outlandish one. It's kind of so people can kind of see who you are.
Okay. I'm nervous.
Top 5 anime.
Oh,
Now,
okay.
this is gonna be crazy.
Okay, so
this is gonna be crazy.
Okay. Top tier question.
All right, I'll keep the count. That way you don't.
S tier question. Okay, so number 1, always One Piece, greatest story ever told. Just One Piece, the greatest story ever told. If you don't know, now you know.
Worth
right?
it. Worth the watch. All right.
If you want to catch up quickly, there are YouTube movies that people have compiled of all of the information you could need before the time skip. Go do that. Or you could buy the collection. Like, if you got kids and you want to read a super awesome manga that's still going, something that I want to do is I want to gift however many kids Selena and I end up having one day all of One Piece. Just all of it. Like, if they could just have it all in
buried
books.
treasure chest to hide in the back.
Exactly, right? Like, they don't have to go through the pain of what's going to happen on Saturday. Like
I'm
that,
just about
right?
to say that.
They don't have to
Oh
go
my
through
God,
that.
It sucks so
And then
much.
they just have it, right? Plus, it's an investment at some point later on down the road, 30, 40, 50 years from now. I'm sure that a complete One Piece collection that's in good condition will be worth whatever, right? Just like comic books, any kind of investment. And just, yeah. Number 2.
Let's hear it.
I choose to believe that it ended at the Aizen fight. Anyone that's seen Bleach, you know, understand what I'm talking about. Post Aizen, I just, whatever. It's not great. It should have just ended right there. Like, it's not great in my opinion. That anime, top tier for me. It was like one of the first ones I would stay up late at night watching on Adult Swim at like what,
Dude,
10,
I missed
30,
Toonami.
11. Yeah, dude.
I
It was,
missed Toonami.
dude, it was amazing. I would stay up late and watch it. The climax to that fight, no spoilers, broke the glass ceiling in my brain for your ability to choose what your purpose in life is.
There you go.
So that was incredible. Number 3, dang, it's number 3, I guess. Yeah, I mean, it really is. Number 3 is Naruto. Naruto, at the time when I watched it as a kid into Shippuden later on, I really identified with both Naruto and Sasuke, because the way that Alex and I grew up was like my mom just worked constantly, and then stepdad was dirtbag. That dude sucked. So yeah, it was easier to identify with those two being orphans and not having their parents around than it was to identify with a lot of other characters. So it was super easy for me to fall into the idea that like Naruto's parents were gone, but they like left him a bunch of like chakra notes and stuff like that in like ways to find
That's
his
cool.
way.
That's cool.
Yeah, and then like the suffering that Sasuke like experienced in his life, I didn't understand because I didn't have people dying around me like that. But I could empathize with how sad he was. 'Cause,
Yeah.
like, I missed you guys. I missed Dad. Like I wanted to. When Dad left, I was just old enough to have an actual like relationship with him. Like the last memory I have of Dad before he left my mom was watching Bruce Lee movies in like the garage room. That was my room, right? So which turned into me doing what I'm doing now because Bruce Lee's my idol, like somebody that I've looked up to forever.
Shout out to Bruce.
Yeah, so shout out to Master Bruce, absolutely. So number 3, Naruto, easy. Number 4, I had a really fun time watching Fairy Tail.
Interesting. Okay.
As a kid.
Okay, I haven't watched it yet. Really want to get into it.
I didn't even finish it, I'll be honest. I watched Fairy Tail all the way until the curse mark, and then when they started copying Naruto's homework and just changing it a little bit, I was like, I'm just gonna stop
He's
watching
all
this.
peeking over.
Yeah, I was like, I'm just gonna stop watching this. But my buddy Matt the kicker and I used to watch that on the weekends after football games, and
Nice.
Jake would come over and we'd all eat too much food and watch film and like.
Such top tier memories.
Dude, yeah, we'd like play video games, just hang out, whatever. That was sick. And then number 5, I'm just gonna slide in all the Ghibli movies into like number 5. You know what I mean? 'Cause
Surprised Dragon Ball wasn't up there.
Dragon Ball.
Very surprised Dragon Ball.
Dragon Ball just made me sad, bro, because it was Dad's favorite, and I knew it was you guys' favorite. So when I watch it, I think about you guys, I just get sad.
Fair enough. Fair
You know
enough.
what I mean? So like
Fair
for me, my core memories is like Dragon Ball's amazing. Dragon Ball Z's been pretty cool. All the Dragon Ball Super fights were great. I didn't like all the episodes, but all the fights were awesome.
Yeah.
But no, Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z used to make me sad because I think about you guys. I'm like, fuck, man.
I feel that.
You know what I
Feel
mean?
that.
It made me sad. It's like I mean, One Piece is how old now, right? It's like when Homeboy, you know.
Yeah, no spoiler.
Yeah.
No spoilers, but I
Yeah.
get what you mean.
You know
bro.
who I'm
That-
talking
that
about over
stuff is
there, yeah.
Mad sad.
Yeah.
Mad sad.
When that happened, I was like, man, I really would do that for them too. Yeah.
Feel that, bro.
Yeah.
Feel that.
You know what I mean? Like thinking about Kai, I'm like thinking about you, Kai, and Alex. I'm just like, man. Yeah, I guess that's really what we gotta do, I
Dude,
guess.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Lighter question real quick. Let's talk about our schedule, just on the video, and then so people can also know how many times a week do you think we can do this and produce some quality. I think we do like 2 or 3.
I was gonna say, I was thinking
Yeah.
2 minimum,
Yeah.
3 if we're like really, really trying to like hustle, you know what I mean?
Clanking them out, yeah. Or we're just having fun and want to just keep going.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I want to view this more as like just fun.
Yeah.
Just super fun.
It's fun just hanging out, talking smack, just like
Yeah,
asking
dude.
fun questions. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Shoot some stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely at least like 2 to 3. I think that'd be awesome.
That'd be tight. I mean,
And the amount of things that have happened in our lives, just story wise, we'll go forever. Trust.
at a young age, yeah, we could go
Trust.
for a long time.
They
already.
only be 21, but man,
Man. There's been some eventful things.
Well, yeah. I think it's your, or it is my turn. Okay.
Yeah, you
okay.
got it.
Let's see here. Okay, this one's gonna be really funny because I don't know if you know. If you know Tyson, you know this man is a garbage disposal. This man, I don't think I've ever seen anybody put one thing in front of him that he's just like, yeah, that's really good. Like, not one thing. I don't think I can think about it. I don't even think he has anything he hates in terms of food.
I don't discriminate, I just eat.
So, regarding that, this is how this relates to this question. If you were on death row, what would be your last meal?
I was just thinking about this, dude. Okay, so many people don't know. Many people don't know that about 3 weeks out from fights. Yeah, about 3 weeks out from when I weigh in for fights is when I can't veer off the diet at all. I have to eat. I'm eating what I'm eating to stay at the weight that I'm at, so I can make weight healthily, not cut too much water, and like all the stuff that you should be doing, right? Because I like this last time I only lost like 6.5 pounds of water, which is like a really hard workout, right? As opposed to some of these guys who sweat out 10 to 20 pounds of water. I don't know how they do it. I don't know. Everybody's body's different. Maybe some of these guys are just better at chugging water than I am and just like surviving. I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna die when I do that, and I don't feel like I should.
Die when I don't get lunch.
Yeah, dude. Like, I feel like I'm gonna die if I've done it, right? I feel like I'm going to die when I'm in that situation, and I don't want to fight at all, and I don't think I can get in a fight. I think I'm going to get hurt, and I'm worried about everything, and it's just, it's too much for me. So, to each their own or whatever. But during those 3 weeks, I binge videos of like food, cooking, like all kinds of cooking videos.
Got some food corn on there.
Dude, one of the videos I was watching is this guy, he's got a super fun channel. I can't remember his name. I'll try to figure it out later. But he's going up to Michelin star chefs and asking them their final meal.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that's a
dude.
good one.
That's a good show.
That's a really
right?
good one.
So he's walking up to people and he's like doing the interview and then they're all saying something. So, dude, after long,
and don't forget, when you're on death row, bro, there's people that order like a excessive amount of food.
It's wild. So after a long thought out process, I would love to actually eat the birria that Selena makes.
Okay.
And I would love to eat it in tacos, and I would love to put it in some ramen.
Ooh.
That's what I want. Is birria ramen and birria tacos, but it's got to be made by my girl.
That's it?
Dude.
That's it? Nothing. You wouldn't have anything else? That's it?
You gotta try.
No desserts or anything?
Okay, well, I mean, you're right.
Because, dude, there's a guy on
You're right.
Death Row Records that literally ordered like freaking 4 buckets of fried chicken, a
No, you're
freaking
right, you're right.
parfait, like.
So it would be the birria. I would want So if we're going that far, appetizer, it's gotta be calamari.
Appetizer.
I love
I
calamari.
love this, I love this.
Appetizer, I want calamari. Okay. I want caldo de pollo as like the second appetizer. Like
What is
some places,
caldo de pollo?
it's chicken soup, but it's
Okay.
like the way that it's made properly is like you just put the whole chicken thigh in there, and then like almost a whole potato, like a whole carrot, some celery, bunch of seasoning. Yeah, and then you let it boil and cook. Exactly. So it would be like I want some caldo de pollo in between, and then like a salad, probably like I don't know, just a nice green salad. You got red cabbage.
Man's
like,
about to die and he's still eating healthy.
spinach, some cottage cheese on there, some manzanita olives, some kind of Italian balsamic vinaigrette based dressing, a bunch of the cherry tomatoes because I like those. Get those soup and salad out of the way. Then the birria, like I was saying. And then for dessert, man, I would probably want a lemon meringue pie.
Ooh,
I'd probably eat the whole thing. I love that thing.
personally, lemon meringue pie, very bottom of the list. Very bottom of
tier.
right there with key lime pie. I can't do it. I don't know what it is.
All right, I feel it.
But that's a good answer.
Yeah, it would be probably lemon meringue pie and peanut butter cookies. I would probably
Interesting.
the peanut butter, the flowers. You know what I'm talking about with the Hershey Kiss on top.
Yep.
It would probably be that.
Interesting.
That would probably be it.
I'm not expecting all these. Like, it's funny, you know, you think you know your older brother, and then he answers these questions, and they're just such curveball questions or answers. I'm like, what? That's crazy.
Those are my favorite. Those are like, yeah. When I'm just gonna eat, don't care. That's it right
That's
there.
awesome. That's awesome. I love that.
Let's see. So we talk a lot about like my hopes and dreams and martial arts and stuff like that. But what are some of yours? Maybe like YouTube Platinum.
That would be
That
that would
would
be
be cool.
sick.
That would be cool. But
Hopes and dreams in terms of like life.
Yeah.
Like, what do I want to accomplish?
Just life in general. It doesn't have to be involving YouTube or anything.
That's a good question. I already accomplished one really big goal in my life that was god-awfully hard. God-awfully hard. Acquiring a house. Did it around November of last year, so when I was like freshly 20.
Nice.
That was, shout out to mom. Shout out to Mama Brandy.
Honestly, yeah.
I'm never like, it's so funny too, because like, you know, you like growing up, you're like saving all this money, right? You know, I've had a job for since I could get my permit, even before that, like when I lived.
You were 14 or 15.
14.
14, right?
Because even before that though, shout out to Kai Kai. He helped me get a job. Technically, it went from Tyson to Kai to me, doing some landscaping for this amazing lady. I don't even know if she still lives in town.
For Perry, yeah.
That's her. Is that her name?
Yeah.
Really, really sweet lady. Then did like some pool work when I moved down to Fresno again for a short period of time. Did a pool cleaning service. I was a pool boy, you know.
It was actually kind of fun. Did you just get in once it was clean to test it?
I wish I really could, but all the chemicals in there, bro, that would just destroy.
Oh,
your
okay.
skin.
Okay, so that's
the highlight
That's
though
just
that
moving,
isn't
yeah.
really a highlight is defending yourself from very scary dogs. They don't like guys that go in there with huge cleaning scrub brushes, right?
Yeah.
But no, yeah. So, okay, well, I think I veered off a little bit, but I don't know. I guess my next goal is figure out, try to pursue what I'm passionate in. I guess.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
like I'm very thankful for the job I work at, but you know, stocking shelves isn't something I want to do my whole entire life.
Yeah.
Something that I'm very passionate in is, actually, I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty much what we're doing right here. This is really awesome. I think it's a really cool way to just like connect with people and just be who you are. You know, I feel like when you work a typical 9 to 5, you know, there's a certain limit of how much you can really express who you are.
Yeah.
And I think this is really freaking awesome. And like Tyson said, growing up watching YouTube, like this is a dream. Who cares if there's only like 5 people watching this thing?
Yeah, we'll do it till the wheels
It's
fall
awesome,
off.
bro. I'll be
Yeah.
that. I'll be the one racking up those views because I'm just gonna keep watching it.
Even if it's just like the 10 people who I'm predicting definitely will watch for forever, like it's worth it. Like you said, like one day we have kids, like, hey, check out what your uncle and I used to do, and then they get to know us on a different level too. You know what I mean?
They're gonna be like, really, Dad? Really, fairy tale for your favorite anime?
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, listen, it was a fun time. I got to hang out with my
Peanut butter
friends.
cookies.
Like, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like, yeah.
But yeah, I would just say that. Just keep pursuing in what I'm passionate in, and try to just stay on that path. Try to stay on that path.
For sure.
Let's see here. Let's see. Now this question doesn't have to necessarily be people you met. It could be people that you have grown up watching. It could be
Okay.
people that you've grown up reading. Who is your biggest inspiration? And by that, I just mean like all around inspiration. It doesn't have to be like one specific thing that inspired you. Just like, you know, when you say this person, it's like that means like life choices. You know,
Yeah.
mentality.
Yeah. Man, it's funny how like life gives you different themes, right?
Yep.
Many people don't know this. One of my favorite things to do when I'm relaxing in my downtime is actually to just like drink coffee and read books. He knows that. Yeah, look at
Not a
the
big coffee fan.
Yeah, like he knows he doesn't like coffee and he doesn't like reading. It is what it is.
Unless it's manga, okay?
Yeah, but like, so this morning I'm like sitting drinking coffee and I'm reading this new book that I just got because Selena and I went and turned in a bunch of books downtown at the bookmaker. They have this exchange thing where like, if you exchange a bunch of used books, they'll give you in-store credit and you can buy other used
That's
books
sick.
there. Yeah,
Sick.
it's super awesome. So, and you know, we're hoping to clear out our house a little bit. So I'm reading this book and it's talking about life and death, and I was thinking about when I actually started dealing with the idea of life and death, and it was when I was super young. So a little bit after 9/11, Kelly went into the service and he became a Marine, and for the longest time in my life, looking up to that guy has gotten me very far because
Very cool person. Very cool dude.
super fun guy to hang out with. Man, taught me just about everything I knew about baseball. Right, made me a fearless athlete because at the age of like, I think I was 12, he bought me full set of catcher's gear for Little League, which was awesome. I got to practice, but the catch was I had to catch for him. He had to. He was gonna pitch at me full speed. Right. So
How old are you when you were doing this?
12, dude.
That is terrifying.
And he's so if I was 16 when he was born, and I'm 12 then. 12 plus 16 is 28. So Kelly's 28 at this time,
Jeez,
right?
he's probably throwing freaking heaters at
It's
you,
like
dude.
80 to 88 area, right? Because he could throw, right? And,
Oh.
but he could throw. Yeah, and this was at a time in baseball when that was pretty fast. Because baseball now is crazy. I mean, if you just look at sports in general for the past 20 years, everybody just keeps getting better, right?
Yeah.
Like Tyreek Hill is one of the fastest humans on the planet, and he's playing football. But so back then, 80 to 88 was pretty quick. This was before Strasburg was on the Astros and just breaking 100. And now we have all these guys that throw upper 90s all the time, right? Yeah, it's insane. I took 3 balls to the chest, hands behind my back, full speed with the gear on just to see that it wouldn't hurt. Right?
Did it hurt?
It didn't hurt. It didn't hurt because he bought me really nice catcher's gear. Like,
Nice.
shout out to my uncle for that also. I was terrified, right? But on the other side of it, I was like, oh, that wasn't nearly as bad as I've made it out to be in my head, right? So I got to hang out with this guy while also being a young man who was looking for like an older guy to look up to and like talk to about life and stuff like that. So my uncle, for the most part growing up, was like the dude that I went to like for advice. Like, hey, I want to ask this girl out on a date. What should I do? This happened in class. What should I do? This is going on. What should I do? I want to be this kind of athlete. Can you help me? Like, yeah, let's go run. Let's go train, whatever. And then also just seeing him go through the rehab that he went through, because I think it was his left arm after they got into that firefight where he like blew up and got blown up in Iraq and went through the whole tragedy that he went through over
Shout
there.
out to all the veterans, by the way.
Yeah, shout out to all of that.
Because I would be a crying little baby running through all that. That's
Well, dude,
terrifying.
like, you know, like I'm all of a sudden I'm dealing with all these things where I'm like, man, if I lost one of my best friends and almost lost like all of the feeling and connection in one of my arms, would I be able, just out of the sheer will in my heart, to be able to rehab myself back to a point where I'm playing college baseball because I want to and playing, like, you know what I mean? So like dealing with that at a young age was very inspiring to me. It's like, well, if he can do that, I can definitely just follow my dreams. You know
There
what
you
I mean? Like, if he can recover from all that, I can just follow my
That's
dreams.
awesome.
You know what I'm
That's
saying? Which is cool at the time. Because at the time, at that time, as a young man, I definitely needed dad. But I at the very least, you know, I was super fortunate to have Kelly. Kelly helped me.
That's awesome.
Yeah, like, I mean, he called
Shout
me
out Uncle Ko.
absolutely. Like, he called me like 2 days ago, and he's like, "What a fight, huh?" Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's it. Like, that was what he wanted to say about it. It wasn't like, he's like, "Look, I'm proud of you, dude. That was wild. Like, good job. That was crazy." And it's just
So
like,
cool.
yeah, man, I'm super sore. And he starts laughing. He's like, "I bet you are." Like, you know?
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
All right, so let's talk some culture then, real quick, while we're talking about family. Why do you think sticky rice is the best?
That is a wow. Like the best rice or just like best in general?
Just the best rice in general, dude.
Alright. We're getting to the nitty-gritty.
This is
The
important.
amount of versatility goes in to eating sticky rice. You can eat that stuff with anything.
It's true.
You don't even need meat or anything. You can just make some bomb broth, dip that bad boy in there, take a good old ass sucker, and it tastes bomb. Like, man. Oh man, I'm getting real passionate right now. Sticky rice is so good. It's just top tier food. And it's like, it's cheap. It'll fill you up really freaking quick. And it's so easy to make. You soak it in some warm water for a little bit, steam that bad boy until it smells sweet, and you can eat it all day long.
Actually,
literally all day long.
While you're talking about that, the next question I had was, how many times do you wash your sticky rice before you cook it?
Oh,
Yeah. Or how? How, basically.
that is a really great question. How do I wash it? Let's see here. Normally, when I'm like making sticky rice, I definitely overindulge a little bit, so I make a little bit more than what I probably should. But I normally just get like some really like warm water to throw it in a bowl, kind of like mix it around, try to drain out that water so it's not so starchy. And then I normally just do it one time, if I'm being honest. I mean,
One time really well
because I don't want to like remove all the flavor from it. I think if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't know how true that is, but in my mind, I think it does. And then, yeah, probably just one time really well, you know. And then, throw it in a bowl, let that sucker soak for a little bit, and then just throw that bad boy on the freaking burner.
Nice.
And then just watch all your happiness come together.
It's so good.
It's so good. If you guys have, and going back to what Tyson said at the beginning, coming from an Asian, coming from Laotian descent, there is a difference between sushi rice and sticky rice. Oh my gosh, there's a difference. The amount of times I have to explain that at work is insane. Also, one thing I want to say, right?
Yeah.
If you're going to eat sticky rice, do it right. Don't go buy that nasty Minute Maid sticky rice in those containers that you throw in the microwave.
It's not the same.
That is a disgrace to our culture.
It's not the same.
Go to your local Asian market, right? Support them, buy a rice steamer, and then buy the sweet rice that they sell there. And that's all you need. Dude, that's all you need.
Get the bag with the red apple on it. That's what you want.
Yes. Shout out to Dad for that one.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Okay, here's a good one. Here's a really good one.
All right.
And I'm just actually like genuinely curious. So,
Okay.
what is your pet peeve that people do that you absolutely can't stand? And to give you kind of like what you mean by pet peeve is like my pet peeve. I cannot stand when people have a really, really runny nose and just refuse to blow their nose. Like in high school, bro, the amount of times I would hear someone sitting behind me just like trying to snort, like sniff that sucker back in there. It's like, bro, go blow your nose. Like, it hurts me.
That's a good one. Man, okay. I didn't realize this is my
People are gonna watch this and be like, man, do I do that? I hope Tyson doesn't hate that.
True. I'm gonna say my pet peeve out loud, and there's gonna be some people that might feel personally attacked. If you feel personally attacked,
not trying to personally attack anybody.
I'm not trying to. Yeah, it's just it's a good gut check, I guess. And then it would be one of those situations where it's like, I guess the shoe fit,
I'm so interested in his answer.
So I didn't realize this was my pet peeve until we
What
started taking this out of the picture. And this is something that Selena really encouraged me to start doing in my life, because she noticed it was my pet peeve way before I did. I just thought that I was being a grumpy person, right?
Okay.
People that choose to make their personality just being negative.
Wow.
Get me, dude.
Wow.
They get me so bad. And
wow, I was not expecting that.
Yeah, so some people make their identity just being negativity. Like,
it's such a wild way to live your life.
Yeah, whether it's talking about political agendas that they don't agree with, or things in their life that these are the whole world's out to get me, I can't catch a break people that also have a brand new car and own a house or something like that, right? And it's like, what are you talking about?
Well, why are you mad?
Yeah, or people that want to argue and complain about problems that they could solve right there, right then, right? Like, it's those kinds of
Dang, I didn't even realize how much that hurt me.
Right, dude? It's like someone that's stabbing their own tire with a knife, saying that they want to stop buying brand new tires. It's just like the meme where the dude's putting his the stick in the bike spokes, and then he's falling over and he's complaining that somebody did, right? Like,
these are such awesome answers, bro.
dude, those types of people, like the overtly negative people that just like feed on that, like these energy vampire people, that is my pet peeve in life. And Selena really helped me notice that, because I was coming home from the gym sometimes and just so mad and angry when you should not be. At the end of a workout, you should be relaxed. I'm coming home just still more amped up, like I should go spar for another hour or something like that. And then she would ask me why, we'd talk about it, and then eventually got to a point where I was like, oh, I just need to cut out anyone that's making me feel overtly negative. You know what I mean? And I mean, the last fight didn't go the way that obviously we wanted it to, but that was one of the best performances I've ever put on.
Hands down. It's not all about W's, you know.
Yeah.
That's a big plus side, but it was a great fight.
And like I said, like unfortunately for me, I'm one of those guys that's gonna have to learn on the job. My record won't be as pretty as like Floyd's 0, but it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? As long as the journey continues and we get to a point where we're fighting for championship belts, whatever. I mean, like you see guys like Cheeto or Bam Bam Tuivasa, like those are guys that have had to learn on the job. They just weren't from areas or situations where they could pick other UFC fighters' brains and stuff like that. Like right now, it's just in the gym, it's just me doing it. Like I'm the spearhead, right? So it is what it is.
We'll come back to that.
Thanks, but no, man. Like part of doing this podcast, part of the abundantly healthy mindset I feel like I've had going into this fight, or had kept coming out of this fight, is cutting those kinds of things out and just finding ways to be positive in life and just enjoying life also. Just because it would be so easy for me to just sit at home, eat cereal, and just be like, man, I should have won that fight. Like I'm so sad.
Mm-hmm.
Like screw this person and that person. It's their fault and it's their fault and it's because I live in Humboldt and blah blah blah, and just like all of these excuses we've all heard from other people around Humboldt. And like back to the thing that I don't like from the beginning, it's like, okay, well, just because I'm from here, whatever. I might not have won, but also when I sit down and I talk to myself in my heart of hearts, like I told you the other day when I was here hanging out with you playing some Mario Party, it's like when I ask myself in my heart of hearts, like, man, what did you expect? What did you expect? Like really, you know, I went out. Shout out to Coach Pablo. The shots that I landed and I hurt him with both times, those were things that Pablo was like, throw these. Do this. Like you got this. Like these are great things that you can do. And the fight was back and forth. They could have went either way there for a minute.
Yeah. There were some times where I'm like, yeah, and then there's some times where I'm like, ah!
No, get out of there. Yeah. Man, what you guys saw was 2 weeks up north in the new gym with the new coach. One private that I did the first time with the striking coach that I'm hoping to work with a lot more.
Let's get this thing clear that I just found out the other day, which I had no freaking idea. This man's never had a striking coach.
All right.
Like competition, like two rams that are rear up and just hit their heads together, I feel like.
St. John Smith proven to be the most vicious gardener on the West Coast.
Oh my God! What a left hand by Miller.
Holy!
St. John Smith jumping right back to his feet.
Yeah, he's putting his lead hand out there. He's trying to get him to look. He threw a grazing hook that was never going to land, and then shot the straight left behind it.
All right, so
how do you go to MMA career and not have a striking coach? This whole time I thought he had a striking coach.
okay, so we did have Coach John Thompson for a long time, right? Towards like the last couple months leading up to the title fight that I lost, he got married and started building his dream house, right? So we talked about it, and he just was in a place where building his dream home and getting married was more important than being in the gym, right? And I totally, like, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's very understandable.
Yeah, like he earned that. He wanted to do that, and man, for many people, that's like a dream come true. That's
100%.
You're going into the golden years right there. It's like, this is my moment, right? So I wanted to support that. So at the time before that fight, I was coaching much more than I was like training, right? And me saying I'm coaching means like I'm not being coached. I'm the one coaching the classes and then training on my own, like after, right? Without a coach. And then after that, he, like, leading up into this fight, many people don't know, he decided to retire, which, you know, yeah, I've never done anything for 25 years of my life, right? So after 20 plus years, I'm sure you at some points are like, dude, I want to do something else. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get what you mean.
But yeah, so he decided to retire, and yeah, for a lot of this fight, it was me, YouTube, and the boys. Shout out to Jackson, Austin, and Haribo. It was me, really, YouTube, and those 3 amateur kickboxers, man. Each one of them did something great for me. Haribo is the mental coach that I've always wanted and needed. That dude's the best. He helps run the weight cuts, and he helps me keep spirits high in camp. He plays good music, and he's just he's the guy that's gonna make you want to train.
That's awesome.
Right.
You do need those people in life.
Yeah, it's one of those guys you want to show up for the guy, you want to help the guy out, you want to be part of his life, and you want to see him succeed. That's awesome. Austin is someone just like you that would just tell me how it is, right? I was super in my feelings after the title fight, lost my first pro bout, I'm all upset. Coming to the gym, we're talking about throwing kicks, I'm not throwing kicks anymore. They got caught, I think it's part of why I lost, blah, blah, blah. He's like, come on, man, get out your feelings. You just get better at kicking. Roger that, kid, all right. Yeah, true, I'll get better at kicking. Let's watch some YouTube videos, let's figure this out, right? And then Jackson comes in with a unique athleticism. He's one of the only people I've ever met that's faster than me, or as fast as me. I don't know if he's faster than me, but he's right there though, dude. Sometimes, yeah, for sure he actually is, but
oh, that's hilarious.
It was super important to me to be able to get to practice and drill someone that fast, because then you get to game speed, and it's not as big of a deal when you have somebody that's moving super quick like that.
Yeah.
Which is part of why I felt like my defense was as good as it was in the last fight, because I got to see someone as fast or faster than me doing stuff. So yeah, what Nico said is true. We haven't had an official striking coach that watches me spar or sits down and talks to me about the basics of striking that I feel like I hear other coaches in other sports and our sport talk about, in between rounds when guys are like, hey, you're not using your jab this way or that way. No, I haven't had a official coach for striking that's competed in high level fist fights basically, and been able to tell me hey man, you're not circling this way enough, you're not circling that way enough, your jab looks sloppy, your cross looks sloppy, whatever.
To critique all the little things.
Yeah, or just the things that you only experience when you get into a striking battle like that. You know what I mean? Because shout out, obviously I love Coach John. He's the dude's my uncle. You know what I mean? He's the reason why we've gotten to this point so far. But as he hasn't competed in the high level kickboxing ring or in a boxing match, stuff like that.
Yeah.
For the sport that we're doing in MMA, we're playing 11 sports at once.
Yep.
Right. So it's I shouldn't say play, because it's real. This is very real in there. There's not much playing around, except for in practice, you know. But no, it hasn't happened yet, and that's part of something that we're working on right now, and I'm very excited for the future and hopeful for the future, because now that we know I can compete like that, and now that we know that I could knock just about everyone down that I land clean shots on, it will be really interesting and really fun for me to get.
I'm interested, and I think it's gonna be fun for me to watch it. It's gonna be sick.
I'm excited to get
I'm so hyped.
I'm excited to get FaceTime with some coaches that actually have been to the places that I want to go, and think that they can take me to the top of the mountain too.
That's awesome. That's really awesome. I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah, me too, man. I'm excited for the future.
Is it my question now, or is it your
It's
question?
you.
Oh, it is me. Okay.
So that's 2 in a row. My fault.
Very chill. Let's see here. All right, let's go with this one. What is a core memory that will always live rent free in your head?
Oh, dude. Okay. Remember when we made the torch?
Dude, wow, yeah, I do remember that.
I think about that all the time.
That was sick.
It was a fun time.
Poor dad.
Okay, so fun story. Nico or Makai had a whole bed frame that broke, or Abby did, maybe, I don't know. It was in the
I
garage.
actually don't really remember too much.
It's in the garage. It's at the time when everyone's moving from a full size or twin bed to a queen size bed, because everyone's growing up now, right? Except for Makai. And I think Makai still sleeps in a twin. But,
Kai is a different breed.
Yeah, animal. But in the garage, we found, it was a bed frame that had the big poles, remember? And one of the big poles is broken off. And I look at it, and we had been playing Minecraft, I think, for the past like 3 days, drinking yerba mate, not sleeping like at all. Like the way that it worked was, at the time, it was more fun to just go split screen because we had a small TV in Nico's room. So we just go split screen, and then if you died or got in a dicey situation, you didn't want to lose everything, which nobody wants to lose everything in Minecraft. You pass the controller off to the next guy.
painful.
Exactly. And then it would just be 2 people playing consistently, and then the other 2, because there's 4 of us that were playing usually, and then sometimes Josh, right? So like maybe 3 others. We would just take naps on the other side of the room.
Yep.
Like we would just, the Xbox would just run the whole time, and we'd go take naps on the bed, come back, and somebody would be like, hey, switch out me, I'm tired, I got to naps. Right? And then
9 to 5.
Dude, yeah, exactly. Like we're keeping watch in like the desert or something, you know? So, but we were doing that because we all wanted to beat the Ender Dragon, we're all trying to beat the game, right? And at the time we were playing Minecraft, and I can't remember why we decided to go outside.
Well, I think this is what it was. From what I think I can remember.
Yeah.
For some reason, Alex was very fixated on melting a penny.
Yeah,
I don't know what it was, but he was
that's
like,
what it
bro,
was. Okay,
have
so
you ever melted a penny before? And I'm like, come to think of it, no, I don't think I have.
So we settled for just lighting something on fire.
Yes.
And because melting a penny, it's metal, it's hard.
Man,
Like,
did
it
we
was gonna
stand there
be-
just staring at a hot penny for just nothing happening.
Yeah, I think we found a pretty decent sized torch in Dad's garage, and we just tried to melt the penny with the torch, right?
Yeah.
But it's just, that's actually not going to get hot enough, whatever. But while we were out there, we had just been playing Minecraft forever. Yeah, that is what happened. Alex wanted to melt a penny. It was because we were watching blacksmithing YouTube videos. I remember now. But we were out there, and I was like, dude, you guys, we can make a torch. And they're like, why? We have our cell phones. We can just turn on the flashlight. I was like, but we've never made a torch, though, guys. You know what I mean? And so Dad had a gas can out there, and what was it? It's like an old T-shirt that had a bunch of holes in it.
It was one of my old T-shirts that I just didn't like anymore. And then we just wrapped that sucker around the bed frame. Tyson dipped that bad boy in some gas, and then I have a picture of Tyson just with a torch.
It was so much fun, and I think we just stood out there until the shirt like burnt all the way off, and we went back inside to play more Minecraft.
It was awesome. It was so awesome. The neighbors probably thought we were getting ready to like go raid someone. Those poor neighbors, dude, they've witnessed a lot of crazy crap happen like that.
Just 5 kids sneaking out off the roof, bro.
Jumping off the roof onto a trampoline, shooting each other in a very, very small backyard with paintball guns.
That was cool.
Core memories. That's an awesome core memory, man. That's
That
awesome.
one, and then just sneaking out to go play Pokemon Go. Yeah. And then us leaving Alex to go chase the Gengar that one day.
Dude, backstory on that. He had a broken foot from, what was it, wakeboarding? Or
Skimboarding.
And we were dragging him in a wagon.
Wheelchair,
And
bro. It's
we
a
were like,
wheelchair. Yeah.
Gengar, drop it, just run across the street. Alex is just trying to freaking shuffle his way over there. And he's just so mad at us because we're like, dude, we got a Gengar. And he's like, screw you guys. Oh, that was awesome.
I think we ran like 3 blocks before we went.
Yeah, that poor guy was definitely very far. Very far.
That was tight.
But
that was cool.
That's so awesome. I love that. That's an awesome core memory to remember.
Yeah, those ones. I think about those ones a lot.
It's awesome.
Those ones are fun. And then the Iowa trip was just fun too.
I feel like that has to be its own video
Yeah.
because that was
We'll talk about
such
it
a special
another
moment. Just for me personally, that was I was here, and then after that trip, I came home with, and my mentality, my drive, and everything went to a freaking 100. Like it was so inspirational.
I'm like, oh, I can live like how I want to live. Yeah.
Not even just that, just like working out. I didn't work out very heavy until after that trip, and just having your 2 big brothers being like, dude, yeah, that's crazy, inspired me to just work out so consecutively. It was insane. Like,
It's a good time.
the amount of drive was crazy.
That's sweet.
All right, what you got for me?
I think we can make all kinds of videos for this channel. And like I said, with the idea of like the food, video games, martial arts, but like what kind of stuff do you want to make content on also? Like, what do you think?
That's a good question. I'm really into gaming. Very into gaming. There's a huge space for that in YouTube for gaming.
Absolutely.
I think that'd be awesome. All the brothers game. We were just talking about Minecraft. I think that would be really fun. I also think that would be. I almost don't want to say it because I think this might hurt myself. But doing like challenge videos, because I cannot do spicy foods.
Yeah.
But I know that would be some very cheap comedy for a lot of people. Because if you know me and spicy food do not get along, which is so wild being Asian.
Or
But
it's like the 1 chip challenge type thing.
I don't know if I can do that.
Okay.
We might have to work up to that.
Yeah.
But like maybe some Thai chilies.
Okay.
Like
okay.
maybe like what we could do is like play some video games or something, and whoever dies got to eat a Thai chili. That would be crazy.
Or even if we just like got together and had a.
Or like a cool like put the bipod up, do some like 2v2 basketball. That would be sick.
That'd be fun. Or even if we just all sat around and tried some hot wings, like
That would be awesome.
hot ones style.
Yeah,
you know
that would
what I
be
mean?
really awesome. Try to
That'd be
answer
cool.
some questions while
That'd be
on some hot
funny.
wings.
That'd be
You would
funny.
never think that's a good concept until they did it, and now it's so funny. It's
That's
so
true.
funny. Watching people like try to survive while answering what their favorite color is
Yeah.
hilarious.
Or like it would be a fun video for us to make if we did like the water game. Like all of us got together. You have to like keep your mouth full of water, not spit.
Oh,
on each other.
yeah,
You
or-
just slap
yeah.
each other with bread and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah. Or even if we played headbands with like the
That would
the
be cool.
phone on the forehead. Those are funny too.
I just wanna, I don't know, I just wanna make videos that just make people laugh. You know?
Yeah,
I think it'd be so awesome.
Uplifting people's spirits and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
That's a great question. Let's see here. Kind of going back onto some little easier ones. Top 3 video games. Top 3 video games. They don't have to be in any order.
Okay.
Top 3 video games.
Okay. My favorite game, my 2 top tier. You'll never be upset for playing these games. Are Elden Ring and Ghost of Tsushima.
Ooh,
Beautiful games.
those are amazing.
Yeah.
Games.
Elden Ring and Ghost of Tsushima are so good.
Are you classifying those as a
That's
single unit?
yeah. They
Okay.
like for number 1. If there was 2 games that I want to recommend to people, it would be those 2. If you're already a gamer, and
Yes, you
understand-
definitely have to understand how to use a controller.
Yeah, like
oh my
if-
gosh.
Okay, if you're already a gamer and we're talking about video games and you're asking for something that you should play, let's say you've taken a break for the past like year and a half, because I feel like Elden Ring was everywhere for the past like 2 years. I'll recommend those 2. Ghost of Tsushima's story, whether it was in black and white and in Japanese on the game, which is one of the versions you can choose.
That's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
That's
or
really cool.
it was so sick. Or if you're playing like on easy mode and not in black and white in English, like whatever it is, that game's gonna give you something. It's to the point where I haven't 100%ed it yet, but it'll be the second game that I 100% because I'm 1 achievement away on Elden Ring.
That's so
I
sick.
love that game
That
so
is
much.
so sick.
I have to do the madness ending, and then I'm 100% of the game. Both of those games just have given me so much at so many different times in life now at this point. For the past couple of years, that like they're just incredible. Like the artwork is breathtaking. The fights are actually hard and challenging.
Oh
so
my gosh.
they're rewarding when you win.
Dude,
Like
the satisfaction. Oh my gosh.
yeah, like when Melania's like, your strength is extraordinary. It's, I know. Thank you.
Dude,
You know?
yes.
You know what I mean?
That is so
Um,
true.
And so those 2 would be number 1. My number 1 pick for nostalgia. I don't think it's a very good game anymore. I don't like it very much anymore, actually, at all. But World of Warcraft, I played a lot.
I've
of World
never
of
gotten
Warcraft.
into World of Warcraft.
I
I respect the hype though.
Dude, I played from vanilla all the way through
That's actually crazy.
Shadowlands, which was the recent one in the pandemic, basically.
Okay.
And the game is not anything like it used to be. The integrity of the game is pretty compromised. There's a lot of bots, there's a lot of problems, and it's not being made for a wide audience anymore. But like number 1 pick for nostalgia would probably be that one. And then number 3 would have to be all the games that just like bring us together. I love sitting and playing like Nintendo. Like I would just put Nintendo at number 3 because if you're somebody that's like getting into gaming or is new to gaming, I would tell you to play Breath of the Wild.
Game.
Yeah, like I bought my lady a Switch and she played through Breath of the Wild. She loved it. She loves playing games now. She's been playing Tears of the Kingdom, which is much harder apparently. And from watching it looks much harder than Breath of the Wild. Like all the Nintendo games are just so much fun. Like we have so much fun playing Mario Party or Mario Kart or like coming in
Smash
and all that
Bros.
stuff. Dude, Smash Bros.
Man, do I get down in Smash
Oh,
Bros.
dude, it's so much fun.
If any of the homies are watching, we're gonna make a Smash tournament again,
It's
and it's
gonna
going
happen.
down.
It's gonna happen. And it might have to be off screen and just kind of like, because Nintendo gets people, dude.
That's a good point too. Actually.
Nintendo gets people, so it might have to be like an off screen like thing that we just do
We can't shout out the brothers.
on our own or
I
whatever.
mean, you can't help the brothers.
But you know what I mean? Like, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But that would be it. What are your 3?
My 3?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, no order, but the first one I'm gonna say
Yeah.
is a mode in a game, but man, the amount of time
Dude, I know
Call of Duty Zombies, bro. Oh my gosh, I've never been so passionate for a game. Did all the Easter eggs. I can start up the game right now and build each staff on Origins. Like,
Oh,
shout
dude.
out to Alex, bro. And like, custom zombies is amazing. Like, I don't know what it is, man. It's just so much fun, and it's like exciting. It gets crazy. It has a little bit of everything. There's mystery, puzzle. Not okay.
Yeah.
Hot take. Hot take.
Okay.
New Zombies, garbage. Garbage. Round base is top tier. All right. I don't know about this open world stuff.
Yeah.
If you like it, I don't knock it. You know, I don't knock you for liking it. But in my personal humble opinion, Prime Zombies for sure.
Yeah.
Number 2, Smash Bros.
Okay. Yeah.
Freaking love Smash
Easy,
Bros, dude.
yeah.
Oh my gosh. I see, it's so crazy. You see Tyler, the Creator, and all these people be playing Smash Bros. I would work them, man. They are dude.
It's the truth. Nico's as good as he says.
So good. So good. Then number 3, probably Rainbow Six Siege. Similar 6, bro. That is a tactical, and man, is it tactical. Shooter.
You're using your brain.
Many times where that poor desk back there in the corner gets abused, of just slamming it, and poor Leia laying in bed, just rolling over, being like, please shut up. It's 2 in the morning. Great game. Great game. Those are my three forever will always play.
That's great.
Wow, I wasn't expecting you to turn that on me. The old Uno reverse card.
I want to know, dude. You know?
That was great.
What do you, final thoughts? Final questions?
All right, final question. Let's get you a heater for your final one.
All right.
If there's one thing in terms of advice that you could tell your past self, what would be the advice you'd tell your past self? That is a brain turner.
It's advice that I have to tell myself more often, the older I get, honestly. And it's not even like a choice that I wish I would have made younger. It's just more of an understanding as I get older of really what this question means. And it's like not constantly, because when you say the word constantly, it's like all the time, but every once in a while, like once a month or every other month, just more often than just letting it slide, I remind myself that I should ask myself not constantly, I need a better word than that. I have to more consistently check in with myself as to whether or not I feel like I'm doing everything I could be doing to move towards my goals.
Nice.
That makes me feel better. And then also asking more questions around that, as in, like, when you're asking people for advice, or you're talking to people about your future, or you're talking to people about things that you want to do in life, a question that you should ask yourself also is, who am I talking to? Who am I speaking to? Like, because if you ask a person who doesn't like sports for advice on sports, you're going to get poor advice.
Yeah.
And likewise, the other way around about anything else, right? But I feel like the older I get, the more I actually ask myself, like, okay, each day, did I take just a step or two towards what I really wish I would or could be doing? And when my life is in line with saying yes to that question more often than not, I'm not like happy every day, because I don't wake up every day and think that I want to be happy. I wake up every day and think like I need to take steps towards doing the things that I want to do, so that I just feel fulfilled. Because it's easier for me to chase feeling fulfilled by the things that I'm doing than being happy with them. Because happiness is just something that just like happens sometimes in those moments, you know, to me anyway. And when I ask myself that question and it's a no, I have to figure out why it was a no, and then I have to change those things to make it a yes. And then when I'm constantly doing that, I always feel more fulfilled, and I'm just happy with my life in general. You know what I mean?
Nice.
And if I could go back and explain that to the younger me, would have saved some time, some money, some headaches. But you know, you have to learn those things along the way.
Yeah. Not wrong.
Yeah.
I think I'm answering my own question. I think what I would say is just, who cares what people think?
That's a good one too.
Just who really cares? Like, as long as you're doing what you love and are passionate about, who cares? I think like one thing that a lot of people are really afraid of is just expressing, I guess, like who they are. Like, you know, I love wearing anime jackets. I love wearing anime stuff. I have a pair of One Piece bands over there. Like, and you know, who cares? Who cares?
Yeah.
If you love it and it makes you happy, who really cares if someone's like, look at that nerd over there? Like, no one cares.
No, you walk in here, you see these, and you smile. I mean, I walk in here, I'm like, dang, he's got the swords. That's tight. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Shout out to David, bro.
Yeah, shout out to David. David's
Christmas present. I don't even know if the one I got him compares to that.
S-tier
That was
over
S
here.
tier for sure. Yeah. That was awesome.
perfect.
Do you have anything else you want to ask or anything like that?
That's it.
That's
Dude.
pretty much it.
Yeah.
Well,
I think we killed it.
that was really fun. Those
Yeah.
were some great answers.
Yeah,
What's it
dude.
called?
I'm gonna turn it off real quick and go pee.
I have
And
to
we'll-
pee so bad.
Dude, go ahead, go
And then
first.